सामने देख, हिल मत। जैन सर, प्रोग्राम शुरू करने का अनुमति चाहता हूँ। जैन सर।
Good morning, Honorable Chairman Sir, Dean Sir, respected Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, coordinators, teachers, instructors, and my dear friends. We cadets, T. Abnal
and Rishi Kumar Rai from grade 9E. On behalf of Veritas Sainik Science Club, we warmly welcome you all to the second meeting of our Science Club.
Today, we have a special assembly where we'll explore amazing facts and live demonstrations from physics, chemistry, and biology, proving that science is everywhere in our daily lives.
Science, dear friends, is not just a subject we study. It is the compass that guides human progress and the torch that lights up the dark corners of the unknown. Today, we gather under this open sky to explore, discover, and be inspired.
Our first stop is the world of physics, the study of how things move, connect, and work together. We begin with from circle to missions, exploring how a simple shape powers complex systems.
From the journey of the
बैठ जाओ.
From the journey of the circle to the magic of gear, our presenter will show how size, speed, and power come together in engineering marvel. We are ready to witness the steps from school-level experiments to real-world engineering.
And along the way, don't miss the physics snippets. Wow facts will surprise you.
Jai Hind, I cadet Shinita and I cadet Yamhasur. We are from class 5 and today we are starting with a simple shape. Is this just a circle? Yes. This is not just a circle. It's the beginning of every fan, wheel and flying saucer. Have you ever seen? At first, it's just a closed curve. But when we imagine it rolling, it becomes a wheel. It becomes a wheel. Wheels help cars move, fans spin, and toys roll. Have you ever seen? So, wheel and circular motion when every point on the wheel moves around the center. This is the first step to understanding machines. But I have a question. What is your question? The wheel spins, but can we make it roll with other wheels? Can a wheel do more than spin? What if wanted to do this more than spin? Who is there to answer my questions?
Don't worry, my dear little kids. We are there to answer all of your questions. Let's take the spinning wheel and add teeth around it. Now it's no longer, it's just a wheel. It's a gear.
Do you know when one gear touches another gear, the teeth lock. If you turn one gear, it forces the second one to move too. It's called gear interaction.
But I got a doubt. If you turn one gear, how do the rotations change? Does it move in a same way, opposite, or series of spin?
Those questions are really proving one. Let us ask our seniors about it. Don't worry, little kids. I am here to solve your questions. I am from class 7. Now let me answer your questions. When two gears touch, they rotate in opposite direction. Do you want to see gear directions? Himanyam, can you explain about it?
Yes, I will explain about it. This is gear system. If two gears touch, they rotate in opposite direction. If one moves clockwise, the second moves anti-clockwise. This is not just fun science, but this is how music boxes, clocks, and all movie projectors used to work.
But wait, all gears are not equal, right? What if one is huge and other is tiny? That brings up a new doubt. Do they whistle, make weird noises? Let's call upon our seniors to explain our doubt.
We are from grade 8 and let me clear doubts. The size of the gear matters. When two or more gears of different sizes are connected together, the bigger gear runs the smaller one. When a smaller gear drives a bigger one, it creates less speed but more force. When a bigger gear drives a smaller one, it gives more speed but less power and pressure. This is how a bicycle works. Want to go uphill? Use small gear for more torque. Go racing downhill, use the bigger gear for speed. So, my question is, how do we use this system in real life machines, and how can we use this system to build something which can control machines? Grade 9, we need your help.
Yes, we are from grade 9 and we are here to update your knowledge on gear trains, a system where 2 or 3 more gears are connected to each other.
Keep it in the middle.
By turning the gears, we can control speed, power and direction.
Yes, by using gear trains, we can control speed, power and even motion. They are used in cranes, elevators and also in robots.
Here are some real life examples.
Jane, I am Bhargav Ramakrishna of 10E and this is T Tamil of class 10E. Today we stand before you to explain about an interesting topic. How the system present in gear cycles actually work, commonly known as cycle gearbox. Before we start, we have some questions for the audience. Out of the people present here, who likes gear cycles? Most of us like gear cycles, but who actually owns it? Out of the people that own gear cycles, who know why did you prefer to buy gear cycles over normal cycles? Can anyone answer?
Normal cycles, gear cycles are more spiritual and often nice.
That is a part of the explanation. Let us look at why the gear cycles are more preferable than normal cycles. In normal cycles, while traveling in steep terrain, it may be more difficult to pedal as we have to apply more force. If the terrain is too steep, it may not be possible to pedal at all. Whereas in gear cycles, we can switch to a lower gear, making it easier to pedal, and then we can easily climb the steep terrain. When we travel from a standstill portion by a normal cycle, we need more force to keep pedaling. But in gear cycles, we need less force to start off, which is more easier, sorry. We have understood some comparison between gear cycles and normal cycles. Before we understand how the mechanism of gear cycles work, let us understand the parts that constitute cycle gearbox. First is shifters. Shifters are used to change the gear from one to another. You may see here these buttons are used, and whenever they are clicked, the gear changes from one gear to another gear. Next is cassette. Cassette is a collection of different sized cogwheels or sprockets present in the rear wheel. You see that the chain dances from one cogwheel to another cogwheel on this set here. This is known as cassette. Next is chain ring. Do not mistake the cogwheels present near the pedals to the ones present in the cassette, because these are known as chain rings. These are directly moved by the pedals. Next is chain. Chain is the one that connects the both chain rings and the cassette. This constitutes the movement of the bicycle. And the last is derailleurs. To have a better view and understanding of derailleurs, we are flipping the bicycle upside down. These are the one which derails the chain, guiding it from one sprocket to another sprocket. This is known as shifting of gear. Let us look at some demonstrations to understand how this happens properly. When the shifter is activated, to increase the gear number, the cable connected from the shifter to the derailleur tightens, pulling the derailleur from one larger sprocket to smaller sprocket. This is the derailleur. Look at its position now. It's in first gear. The cycle is currently in first gear and the derailleur is here. Please make point of the derailleur's current position. Now we will spin the pedal and increase the gear. As we increase the gear, the derailleur will slowly be pulled back because the cable connected to it tightens up. Let us look at it with a demonstration. Now, we cannot change the gears if the wheel is not in motion, as the chain has to adjust to the wheel while the wheel is still spinning. Now, I am going to slowly increase the gear one by one. Look at the derailleur change its position. Now, the cycle is in 7th gear. Now the cycle is in 7th gear. You may have observed that the derailleur was here initially, but being pulled back by increasing the gear each time, it got pulled back here. Now when we decrease the gear, the derailleur will go back to its normal position and the chain will also go back to the largest gear, which is first gear.
When the shifter is activated to decrease the gear number, the chain connected to the derailleur is loosened, reducing the derailleur from smaller cogwheel to larger cogwheel. The pulley trapped inside the derailleur guides the chain from one cogwheel to another cogwheel. Many derailleurs move, not many, all the derailleurs move by a measured amount each time the shifter is activated. In some gear cycles, the derailleurs are controlled using electronic motors called servos.
Let's have some extra information. To help with the smooth transition of gears, the teeth of the chain rings and the gears present in the rear wheel have little ramps.
You may not be able to observe it, but this really helps with the changing of gear. You may notice that when we click the shifter continuously while riding a gear cycle, the chain usually falls off, breaks, or gets stuck between the cassette. Why does this happen? As I have just explained, the derailleur moves little bit each time the shifter is activated. If we activate it continuously, the derailleur may get pulled back a large distance in a single go, and the chain may not be able to keep up with this, and it may fall off or break, getting stuck in the cassette. Now that we have understood how shifting of gear happens, let us understand why we have been given so many gears in the cassette and how they help with the maintenance of different speeds and using different gears.
First, let us know about gear ratio. It is the ratio of number of teeth present in the chain rings to number of teeth present in the gears. To explain detail, I will come Bhargav.
Okay, let us take an example of a large gear to a small gear. I will draw a circle. Please imagine it as a gear. Okay, now imagine that this is a gear. It has some set number of teeth on it. It has a radius which is decently big. If it is connected to a smaller gear, say this much in size, the bigger gear, for each spin of the big gear, the small gear has to spin multiple times to keep up. We can calculate how many times the small gear spins using gear ratio, which is nothing but the number of teeth present in the bigger gear divided by the number of teeth present in the smaller gear. We will show in a moment this in the gear cycle. So if the large gear has 42 teeth and the small gear has 28 teeth, for each one rotation of the larger gear, the small gear has to spin 1.5 times, which means for every one rotation of this bigger gear, the small gear goes 1.5 times around. Now we'll compare 3 gears in the gear cycle to show you how this happens. Take a look at this white tape. When we spin the wheel, notice how the white tape moves and how many rounds it makes. Let us note down our observations. The chain ring has 42 teeth, so let me note it down here. Okay, as I've just explained, it is in first gear, and as I've just explained, the ratio gives you the number of times the wheel would spin. So if we spin the pedal once and see how many times the wheel spins, we can calculate how many teeth the first gear has. Would you like to see it?
Let them notify the pedal position also.
The pedal is vertically facing downwards. Please make note of that. And the tape is upwards. Make one count each time the tape goes around and comes back to the top position. Okay, now my friend Tamil will spin the pedal slowly. Make count of how many times the tape goes around. Start. 1, 2, almost 3. So on the 7th, this is the 7th gear. It is on the 7th gear, which is the fastest moving gear of the cycle. So the wheel made 3 rounds for 1 round of the pedal. So the ratio, we don't know how many teeth the 7th gear has. So we can simply send this number that side. Dividing it with 42, we would get 14. So we can conclude that the first gear has 14 teeth. Now, I don't know how many of you would have understood this, so let us look at it with the larger gear also. Now I have already counted how many teeth the first gear has, and it has come around to be 28 teeth. So just now, as I have explained, for 42 teeth in the bigger gear and 28 teeth in the smaller gear, the wheel has to make 1.5 spins. Let us count and see if it matches or not. Okay, again, make us count every time the tape goes around once. 1, half, 1.5. As you have seen, just as I predicted, the wheel made 1.5 spins. This is because of gear ratio. I hope you have got some understanding of how gear ratio works. Let us see how different gears are useful in different scenarios.
First, let us see about 1:1 gear ratio. Let us assume both the cogwheels have the same teeth. The example has 30 and 30. Divide 30 by 30. What is the ratio? 30 by 30. The ratio will be 1:1. So, when the gear ratio is in 1:1, your speed will be neither faster nor slower, which will be used for general and daily cycling.
Now you have seen 30 to 30, which is a 1 gear ratio. This is known as neutral gear. As my friend Tamil has explained, it is good for everyday riding. But what happens, as I have explained, if the first gear, the chainring has more teeth compared to the gear in the cassette. Let's say that the smaller gear has 10 teeth. So what would be 30 by 10? So using our gear ratio mathematics, we have seen that every time the bigger gear spins once, the smaller gear has to spin thrice. This is known as high gear ratio, as the gear ratio is 3. The closer the gear ratio gets to 1, it becomes a low gear ratio. The farther it goes away from 1, it becomes a high gear ratio. When the gear ratio is high, it is difficult to start off from a standstill position pedaling, as we require more. Once can you demonstrate? For the bigger wheel having 30 teeth and smaller wheel having 10 teeth, we have seen that in steep areas, it is more difficult to pedal using this, as this requires more force. But in flat terrain or downhill mountain area, it is better for this, as it will help us acquire speed more easily. Now, my friend is going to demonstrate how it would be difficult to start from a standstill position. Can you show? You see, he has to stand up and cycle the bicycle, which is more difficult. Whereas now, if you see, he switches to first gear, which is more easy to pedal. Which would be more easy to pedal. I would be explaining about the first gear. Okay, let us take the example of this cycle for the first gear. Okay, when the chainring has 42 teeth and the first gear has 28 teeth. So could you tell me what is 42 by 28? Yes, that is right. It is 1.5. So for each pedal, each one rotation of the pedal, the wheel has to make 1.5 rotation. This is easier from standstill position, as we don't have to apply that much force to pedal the cycle. It is bad for gaining speed. It maintains low speed. But once we start from a standstill position, we can switch to a higher gear and cycle normally. Can you show?
You see, this time he found it way easier to pedal the cycle as compared to last time. This is why gear cycle is more preferable over normal cycle, and I hope you have understood how the mechanism in gear cycles work. With that, we would like to conclude our segment. Thank you. Jai Hind.
एनसीसी क्लब शुरू कर।
Jai Hind and a pleasant morning to honorable dignitaries, teachers, coordinators, instructors, PETs and all my dear cadets of Veritas Sainik School. Today, I cadet N.M. Samir Farhan
And I cadet P. Sritya. We are here to take you into the wonderful journey of Geneva mechanism, a brilliant piece of intelligence in engineering.
First of all, what is Geneva mechanism? Before explaining what the Geneva mechanism is, I would like to ask how many of you prefer analog watches over digital watches? Analog watches over digital watches. Analog watches use simple gears to operate and use gear ratio demonstrator to rotate for seconds, minutes, hours and date likewise. So this Geneva mechanism is a small but powerful demonstration of how watches work. The Geneva mechanism is a mechanism that converts continuous rotatory motion into intermittent rotatory motion.
In simple words, instead of rotating the wheel continuously in Geneva mechanism, the wheel stops and moves, which makes it easy for the jobs requiring perfect time and accuracy.
It was invented in Switzerland, Geneva, by which it got its name. It was developed in 18th to 19th century by the Swiss watchmakers.
While the exact inventor's name is not confirmed, but many of the historians believe that this mechanism is developed by Swiss watchmakers for advancing the gear mechanism in watches.
By the 19th century, Swiss watchmakers were also using it in projectors to make frames fit easily and accurately. Now, we'll demonstrate how this actually works. This is a drive wheel which rotates the main Geneva wheel with continuous periodic motion. The Geneva wheel consists of slots at 90 degrees and this drive wheel consists one of the drive pin at one of the perpendicular angle. So when the drive wheel moves, the drive pin struts at each slot, causing the Geneva main wheel to rotate.
Alright Samir, now let's show it in the demonstration.
So this works like that. The drive wheel rotates equally and stops, moves, stops, moves, stops. This is used perfectly in watches which require perfect timing. If the number of slots have increased, this will result in the movement of the Geneva wheel in seconds. This also helps in perfect timing in watches like which companies use for accurate measurements. Companies like Rolex, Casio use this mechanism for the same purpose. Whereas Rolex uses quartz mechanism, Casio uses the gear mechanism. Now, let us talk about the uses.
The Geneva mechanism is used in watches for advancing the gear mechanism and also used in film projectors for making the frames to appear clearly. And it is also used in industries, ticket dispensers for releasing one ticket at a time.
If the number of slots increase, this will result in the more periodic motion even if this rotates even more faster. Even if this rotates even more faster, the rotation of the slot won't change. No extra movement in between. This is precision engineering at work. Now that we have understood this, we hope you have got a simple but powerful understanding of the intricate mechanism of analog watches. Thank you. Jai Hind.
एनसीसी क्लब शुरू कर।
Now, let us have some fun physics snippets and fun physics activities.
Dear cadets, I have a question for you. Physics debate for you. Is space completely empty? Keep thinking about the answer. I will tell the answer at last. Hello, Karthik.
Satish,
I have a challenge for you.
what is the
Challenge. Can you put the paper ball in the water?
Yes, I can.
But wait, there's a condition. You should put the paper ball in the water, but you should take it out without making us a wet.
Okay, I will try.
Oh no, it got wet.
How it can be?
First, you should take a glass and a paper, put the paper ball in the glass,
Okay.
like this, and put the glass in the water. And take it out. See, the paper ball did not got wet.
How it can be?
Because when we put the glass in the water, it created an air bubble, which the air bubble did not allow the water to cross to it. So the paper ball did not got wet.
Okay.
Do anyone have the answer for that? Ask questions? Okay, I will just tell the answer. No, it has energy and tiny particles which are continuously appearing and disappearing. Thank you.
Jai Hind to everyone. I correct Kshetra of grade 9A. Today I am here to present a fun activity. I am Saryu from grade 9A. Now I will ask you one question. If you answer, you will get a prize from us. Does your mass change on the moon? Raise your hands, I will ask one number. Does your mass change on the moon? Raise your hands. Yes, the weight of our body will change on the mass. No, wrong answer. Hi Chaitra. Hi Saryu. What are you doing? I'm trying to separate these marbles, but it's not coming far away. Okay, let me try. Try it. It is not coming. Anyone are willing to try this activity? From audience. You should separate the marbles. It is not coming. Okay, let me try it. They are separated. This is because the centrifugal force which always directed from the center, so we can separate these marbles easily. Thank you, Jai Hind. Now I asked one question at the first. Does your mass change on the moon? Raise your hands, I'll ask one number. No mass stays the same, but your weight be lighter on the mass. Jai Hind to owner of the center. I am from grade 9C. My dear cadet, your physics is waiting for you. Does the gravity only work on Earth? At the last, you give answers. Now we involving in the experiment. Just be talking about an experiment that will ensure you learn about it. We want to lift the two glasses by using one balloon, but on condition. You should not use your hand. Anyone interested to do this experiment? Relies on air pressure. The principle of force creates a partial vacuum. Thus we use for principle of air pressure. Now we are inflating balloon that creates a force. Inside the balloon, the force that takes the glass by pressure. That will allow you to lift them both simultaneously. Now, anyone answers our questions? Now I am demonstrating project. Jai. Thank you, Jai.
शुरू कर.
Jai to one and all. I Cadet K. Ritvik of grade 9th F. Today I have a physics question for you. Does time always passes with same speed? Raise your hands. I will call. What the reason for now? Okay, I will invite my friend Soumit to demonstrate the activity and then you find the answer.
Hey Chandamali, what are you doing?
Hey Soumit, I'm just trying to keep the coin into the glass without touching it. Can you please try it?
Yes, I will try it once.
Oh, how did you do that?
There's an interesting physics concept behind this. Do you want to know it?
Yes, I'm very excited to know what you are going to tell.
This is all because inertia. Inertia means the tendency of an object which remains at the same state of position. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Now let's take a lightweight stone. Let's roll it down this ramp and let's see what happens. Oh, did you see that? The stone put the Rubik's Cube but not very far. Why? This is because the stone has very less mass even though it rolled fast at the start, but it didn't have much force to give. Now here comes the heavyweight cricket ball and it's the same ramp, same height, and let's see what happens. Oh, did you see that? It pushed the cube very much further than before. This is because the heavyweight cricket ball has high mass. From this, we understood that the more the amount of mass of an object which pushes another, the more it moves. Thank you and Jai Hind. Described by the Sir Isaac Newton. Alright. It is the one of the coolest one of the Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton. It means if every object has an equal or opposite reaction, or we can say it as action or reaction in every action. Now, my friend and me perform the activity for the third law of motion described by the Sir Isaac Newton. Let's get into the activity. The components required for the activity is a plastic bottle and a needle and a straw and a balloon. First, we need to keep a hole for the straw and a cap in the middle of the object. Here, my friend blows the balloon. Okay, thank you, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind to everyone. Myself, Cadet S. Lohit Roshan, standing in front of you to perform a crazy experiment. First, I'm going to blow this balloon. Now, I'm going to poke this sharp object into the balloon. Whether it will burst or not. Shall we see? It is not pressed. Now it pressed. Shall we see why it happened? This works because at the knot on the top, the balloon material is under lower tension. But the thick latex around the balloon stitches the skewer instead of tearing apart. When we do this in the middle of the balloon, the stitched latex would burst. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to represent a physics activity.
Now I am taking a piece of paper and marking right and left.
it, Anand. Now you can reverse it right to left and left to right.
I'm trying to reverse it. So, does this work?
Now, but one condition, you should not reverse it up to down. The black should up and blue should down.
Okay, I don't know it. Can you show me?
Yes, I will do.
Now, when you see it, this is because of the refraction of light. The arrow in the paper is, the black arrow is facing in the right side, but when you show it through the water, it will be pointing in the left side. This is because of refraction.
The reason behind this is the refraction of light, which makes the arrow direction getting reversed. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind to one and all, for all 20. I grade M Rishikesh of grade 9M. Today, I want to take a few minutes to perform a small fun activity on crack propagation, water presence, components. You want to take a 2 glass cups, a nail, a hammer, and a bowl with water. We want to segregate 2 cups into 2 mediums. First, we want to take 1 cup in air medium and another cup in water medium. Let us make an activity now. First, we took a cup to break in air medium. See, here the hole was uneven and it was broken in uneven shape. Let us take another cup and we can set in water medium. See here, the cup did not get any damage because of the water had helped the cup to did not get any damage. Now I'll explain the process. First, in air medium, air was less in weight or a mass. When we strike a cup with a hammer, the one hole will be present because the air was less in weight. It can't stop the hole and the cup will shatter. In water medium, when we try to break the cup, the water will help the cup to do not break and it will get a small hole, that's all. And it will be a nice design. It's not a magic, it's an physics. Thank you once again.
Jai to one and all. I carried our turn of 9A. Today I am going to perform a fun activity on fitting this balloon inside the tumbler. Okay, let's get started. Now I am trying normally. It is not fitting inside. Let's try once more. Is anybody interested to do this? Yes, please come on stage. Try it properly. No, he can't. Okay, no problem. Now let's try with some physics content. Now you will see the magic. Nothing but the burning paper inside produces hot air inside. Because of that, hot air expands and some of the air also escapes under the edges of this balloon. Because of that lack of no oxygen, the burning paper will get off so that cooler air is produced inside. The cooler air takes less space and low pressure is created inside so that it pulls from inside and from outer side the more pressure is applied so that it went inside. This was the scientific reason behind this, and thank you, Jai Hind.
Next, we dive into chemistry, where transformation happens at the molecular level in form of H2O to O2. You will see how electricity can split water into its life-giving components.
Watch closely as electrolysis produces oxygen and hydrogen, and learn how this process is used in medicine, industry, and even in space travel. Plus, enjoy some quick chemistry snippets that will blow your mind.
What is the gas that we breathe in? Well then. Secondly, where do we get oxygen from? Plants! Exactly. Plants are the factories of oxygen. Here is a tricky question. Imagine a patient in the hospital on ventilator. Can he get directly oxygen from air around them? Yes, you are right. In hospitals, we get oxygen from cylinders. How do they fill cylinders? Here is a method that we explain. It is electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water. It is a process in which electricity is connected to water, pass through water to break down water into hydrogen molecule and oxygen molecule. Do water conduct electricity? Yes. It's no. When water to conduct electricity, we add pinch of sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now, let me connect electricity to water. Can anyone come and show them that the bubbles are formed? When electricity passes through water, we can say that bubbles are formed. It's formed. At cathode. Cathode is negative charge where more bubbles are formed. We can say that hydrogen is released. At anode. Anode is positive charge where less bubbles are formed. So we can say that oxygen is released. This method is very useful in laboratories and it is also used in emergency situations where oxygen is required more. We came across this method to how to produce oxygen. Now, let me ask few questions on this lifesaver gas. You should follow a few rules. If you know answer, you should not tell to your friends and you should raise your hand. First question. How is oxygen carried to all parts of our body? Oxyhemoglobin. If you tell this question, you will be rewarded by gift. Who discovered oxygen? Joseph Pistole. Next question. Do you know that the percentage of oxygen present in air or atmosphere? But my question is, can anyone tell that the percentage of oxygen present in our body? It is 67%. With this, I conclude my experiment. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Finally, we breathe life into biology. Quite literally, see your lungs in action. Our presenter will use a simple model to show how the diaphragm and lungs work together every moment of our lives.
From inhalation to exhalation, and the role of pressure differences. You will see how your body's natural air pump keeps you alive. with some biology snippets that will make you appreciate your lungs even more.
Jai Hind and good morning to one and all present here. We cadet R. Santosh Kumar and
C.H. Vikrant Vardhan of grade 9
are here to present a simple model on how our lungs are work. In our model, the bottle represents the rib cage and the red balloon, are you able to see? Yes. Or represent the lung. And the big balloon, the pink, represents the diaphragm, which help us in breathing.
When we pull down the diaphragm balloon down, the space inside the bottle increases, the air pressure decreases, and fresh air travels through this nozzle. This nozzle is our windpipe and the balloon is our lungs. So, this is called inhalation, breathing in oxygen.
Do you know that diaphragm is a dome shape which helps us in breathing, and without it you could not able to breathe on your own.
When he pushes the diaphragm balloon upwards, the space inside the bottle decreases, the air pressure increases, and the air is pushed out from the nozzle, the windpipe, from the balloon, our lungs. This is known as exhalation, breathing out carbon dioxide.
Now, one interesting fact. A sneeze can send air out of our lungs up to the speed of 160 km per hour. And do you know that diaphragm is not just help us in breathing, it also helps us in coughing, sneezing, and even in speaking. It works continuously and keep you active and alive at every moment.
What is happening?
This is hiccups. How this sound are produced? Can you explain?
Okay. Sometimes the diaphragm misbehaves. It suddenly contracts when it shouldn't. When it misbehaves, it sucks in air and the vocal cords snap shut, creating a sound. This is called hiccups.
What would happen to diaphragm when it get a strong blow to it, like a hit to upper stomach? If a sudden blow is given to the diaphragm, it would smash and stop for moving, and it would cause impossible to breathe for few seconds. Usually it passes quickly, but it will be danger if it causes too severe. Breathing happens automatically, but it is essential for everything, as we pay attention in class to playing sports. And good lungs means good attention and good playing.
Now, the diaphragm is present at the upper stomach, which we call the solar plexus. When this ribcage ends, the part near the end of the ribcage is known as solar plexus. The diaphragm is present.
In a conclusion, we would like to say that when the diaphragm is pulled towards downwards, the space is increased and the inhalation of oxygen occurs. And when the diaphragm pushed towards up, the space is decreased and the exhalation of carbon dioxide occurs.
Now, some of the few applications of this concept in our day-to-day life are sports and physical fitness. Better lung capacity means better endurance. First aid awareness, knowing about diaphragm injuries and how they affect breathing. Breathing exercise. I request everyone to hold at their ribcage, like this. And everyone, please inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, now I'll explain. When you inhale, the ribcage is expanded, and when you exhale, the ribcage is contracted. Now, this increases in the oxygen supply to the diaphragm. Remember, your diaphragm is a silent hero that works 24/7, even when you sleep.
Now it's time for quick rapid fire. There will be 3 questions. The first question will be common and the remaining 2 questions will contain prizes. Please raise your hands and don't expose the answer. The first question.
When you inhale, the diaphragm moves down. Does it increase or decrease the space inside? Please raise your hand and tell the answer. Right answer. When you inhale, the diaphragm increases the space inside the body.
What is the main muscle that controls breathing? Please raise your hands.
Yes. Right answer.
Diaphragm is the right answer. It works down and up and controls the main breathing. And now last question. What causes the X sound when you have hiccups?
Because of the quick contraction of the diaphragm, the air is sucked in and the vocal cord snaps shut, creating a sound. Well done. You have all just passed the mini lung test. Remember, a healthy lungs and a strong diaphragm means more focus and a healthier you. With this, we conclude our activity. Thank you and thanks. As we conclude, let us reflect on what we have witnessed today. The elegance of motion, the transformation of matter, and the miracle of life. Science is not just knowledge, it's a discipline, a way of thinking, and above all, a way of serving humanity.
We are honored to have among us distinguished delegates whose presence has enriched this gathering. I now take the privilege of inviting our esteemed guests to share their thoughts and words of encouragement with our young cadets, and also to give prizes to the winners.
Very interesting episode of the Science Club. Very knowledgeable, a lot of knowledge sharing has been taken place. First and foremost thing is, we must know the science is mother of invention. If you keep thinking, we are all working on the whole inventions. It is you who have to find some more inventions, move forward in the science field. Starting with the gear system. The way it was demonstrated is exceptional. Very easy for a layman to understand. There are many things which I myself was not able to visualize. The way it was explained, how the gear system works, what is the concept of gear system, why suddenly we have changed from the normal cycle to the gear cycles. Earlier we have not seen, when we were students we have not seen the gear cycles. See, this is an invention. This is how people have found out, okay, cycle also can be best utilized for climbing and coming down with a less effort. It has come out of inquiring attitude. You must develop this attitude. It's one of the best ways to show the gear system. And it has got a life history also. We say every wheel has got that teeth, we call it a cog in the wheel. The school is also a system. Each one of us is a cog in the wheel. If it has to function, all of us, every cog should be in the place and the thing should be continuously rotating. That's how it is to function. So each one of us, cog in the wheel, that's what is the life lessons we learn from the gear system also. Coming to the other experiments, very nicely presented. I know as a student you must conceptually clear when you are explaining, otherwise coming and repeating the things will not be good. And especially when the small experiments are there, it is very difficult for the children who are sitting far off. We will discuss with the principal. Maybe we have a science corner where such experiments can be shown for a week. When you are passing through, you can see this and go and people are there to explain. Or visiting the class with the experiment and explaining to the class-wise so that each one of you should learn. Because every experiment has got a lot of things to learn. If you understand these experiments, your understanding of science becomes easier. Okay, all of you take interest in coming out with a creative experiment. This is just a beginning for you to make you understand. You will have to further extend your thought process. Can I do it in a different fashion? Can I use the same concept and come out with a different experiment? These are the things which you can do it easily. Whatever help is required, your teachers will provide. You must come forward and show interest. Wish you all the best. Thank you. A very good show to the whole science club. Excellent morning to understand so many things. Thank you. Jai Hind. I request our chairman to address you all.
जय हिंद। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आज का जो पार्टिसिपेट किया कैडेट्स और टीचर्स सभी के लिए कंग्रेचुलेशन, क्योंकि आज का एक्सपेरिमेंट्स जो स्टैंडर्ड है आई थिंक प्रीवियसली कंपेयर करने से तो बेटर स्टैंडर्ड से आज परफॉर्म किया। तो आज टेक्नोलॉजी जो भी हम यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं सभी एक्सपेरिमेंट्स का थ्रू ही इनोवेट हुआ। उसी हिसाब से हेल्थ एजुकेशन हर चीज़ में लास्ट 50 to 100 ईयर्स में जितना चेंजेस आ रहा है हर चीज़ का मतलब एक्सपेरिमेंट्स मतलब थॉट प्रोसेस से रियलिटी में कन्वर्ट करने में जो इनिशिएट करता है हर एक चीज। सो इसी का वजह से आज जो हम फैसिलिटीज यूज कर रहे हैं डेफिनेटली इनोवेटिव थॉट प्रोसेस एंड एग्जीक्यूशन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में जो सक्सेस होता है उसका वजह से ही आज इतना फैसिलिटीज इतना फास्टर मतलब एक मोबाइल फोन में ही एंटायर वर्ल्ड को देख सकता है। तो किसी ना किसी एक पर्सन का आइडियोलॉजी और टीम के साथ इनोवेट करने के बाद ही आज इतना फैसिलिटीज हम यूज कर रहे हैं। मे बी 50 ईयर्स 100 ईयर्स प्रियर जाने से इवन हेल्थ रिलेटेड बेसिक फैसिलिटीज भी नहीं था। आज 100 ईयर्स के बाद अब देखने से दुनिया में एवरी डे चेंज हो रहा है। सो प्रीवियस एवरी 20 to 30 ईयर्स में जो चेंजेस आ रहा था आजकल जो है एवरी ईयर जो है वर्ल्ड अपडेट हो रहा है टेक्नोलॉजी हर चीज में। इसलिए स्टूडेंट का माइंडसेट भी अभी ईयरली चेंज हो रहा है, फ्यूचर एवरी मंथ चेंज होने का जैसा आपका माइंडसेट और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन और इंटरेस्ट। हर चीज को आप सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीट करना है तो फर्स्ट थॉट प्रोसेस, सेकंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, थर्ड इंटरेस्ट। पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट जिसका है वो आदमी हर चीज में आगे बढ़ सकता है। हर चीज जो आप करना चाहता है लाइफ में हर एक इंडिविजुअल के लिए एक तो डॉक्टर बनना चाहता है, एक डिफेंस ऑफिसर बनना चाहते हैं, या सिविल सर्विसेज या एंटरप्रेन्योर या कुछ भी हो। आप जिंदगी में आपका इंटरेस्ट कितना है सिर्फ वन वर्ड वन टाइम बोलने से जिंदगी में उसका सक्सेस नहीं मिलता है। अगर जो माइंड में आता है उसको हर दिन सोचना चाहिए। अगर उस एम आपका जो विल है मतलब डॉक्टर बनने के लिए आप क्या कर रहे हैं, हर दिन क्या कर रहे हैं, साइंस में आपका इंटरेस्ट कितना दिखा है, अगर डिफेंस में जाना है आपका पर्सनालिटी क्या है, लाइफ स्किल्स क्या है, एकेडमिक स्टैंडर्ड्स, फिजिकल मेंटल एटीट्यूड, हर चीज का बारे में हर दिन मतलब आपका इंटरेस्ट सिर्फ बोलने में नहीं होता है, उसका इम्प्लीमेंट करने में होता है। इम्प्लीमेंट करना है तो हर दिन सोचना है, हर दिन उसका फॉलो करना है। मॉर्निंग 5:30 to night 9:30 10 o'clock. Every day, every moment of self discipline और विजनरी होना चाहिए। मतलब सोचना चाहिए नेक्स्ट 5 years के बाद में कैसा होना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए। अगर 10 years के बाद कैसा होना चाहिए, 20 years के बाद, अगर 20 years में आप जो होना चाहता है उसको 10 years में क्यों नहीं कर सकता है करके सोचना चाहिए। ऐसा सोच के अगर हर दिन जो मेहनत करेगा डेफिनेटली आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन सोसाइटी रिक्वायरमेंट फिल करने में होता है। इसके लिए हर इंडिविजुअल स्टूडेंट का अपॉर्चुनिटी है। किसी को ऐसा नहीं है इनके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी है उनके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी, ऐसा नहीं है। हर इंडिविजुअल के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी है। जिसको हिम्मत है मेहनत करने का उस आदमी वो अपॉर्चुनिटी को पाता है, सक्सेस होता है। सक्सेस के साथ साथ नेचर का और सोसाइटी का हेल्पफुल पर्सन बन जाता है। ऐसे ही हर स्टूडेंट सोचना चाहिए इधर एक 5% 10% के लिए नहीं है, 100% स्टूडेंट्स उसी माइंडसेट से ही इधर आगे बढ़ना चाहिए करके मैं सोच रहा हूँ। आई थिंक इंस्टीट्यूशन का स्टैंडर्ड्स ग्रेजुअली इंक्रीज हो रहा है। इंक्रीज ऐसा होना चाहिए कि नेक्स्ट फ्यू इयर्स में मैक्सिमम 80 to 90% स्टूडेंट्स का बिहेवियर एंड कैरेक्टर एंड गोल हर इंडिविजुअल का फिक्स होना चाहिए। उसका तरफ से हर दिन मेहनत करके आप लोग आगे बढ़ के सक्सेसफुली लाइफ को लीड करने का जैसा आप लोग होना है करके मैं सोच रहा हूँ। थैंक यू, जय हिंद।
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the honored guests, our dedicated teachers, instructors, and our enthusiastic cadets. Together, we make the Science Club not just an event, but a tradition of excellence.
Let us now rise in unity and pride for our national anthem, Jana Gana Mana.
नेशनल एंथम शुरू कर।
Tava
माता की जय। भारत माता की जय। भारत माता की जय। स्कूल hands down. School subject filmers. James sir, program kena convert. James sir.